When Sandra was still alive, I was chairing the women's curling tour, and I remember sitting around a dinner table with my teammates, and we sketched out a pin that we wanted to design and get manufactured that all of the women's curlers in the country could wear when they competed in a bonspiel. So spiels that were part of the women's curling tour, and it was really a desire to channel all of our collective positive energy and spirit and positive thoughts into helping Sandra recover from her illness. So, I mean, as you look back on those days, leading up to 2000, you can see many of our fellow curlers wearing these very distinctive, what were then the Sandra Schmirler curling pins and the foundation pins. And of course, after Sandra died, that pin became the first pin of the Sandra Schmirler Foundation. So it was, it was a very important moment for us as curlers to collectively harness her spirit and carry on her legacy. After Sandra died, it was Robin Wilson who came up with the idea of the foundation, and Robin approached the family, and they were very supportive. And through Robin's tremendous efforts, she got the Canadian Curling Association on side, now Curling Canada, and together with Robin's leadership, the foundation was created. And importantly, Bob Stewart, who was the CEO of Scott Paper at the time and was a tremendous champion of women's curling, he also, on behalf of the business, on behalf of the company, provided financial support and tremendous energy and enthusiasm to help get the foundation up and running. I was very privileged to be the founding chair of the foundation, very honored to do that, and served as the chair of the foundation from 2001 through till 2004. Sandra and her team, frankly, were like a well-oiled machine. They never quit. No battle was ever in what I call the too hard pile. They had fun competing in a sport, and you could feel their passion on and off the ice. They were tremendous friends, and you could see that in wherever they went, whether it was on the ice or off the ice. They also took tremendous responsibility for their role, for their position as role models for young girls and women involved in sport. And they took that responsibility very seriously. And, Marcia and Jan and Joan still take that responsibility very seriously, as do Sandra's family. So, again, I think that's part of Sandra's legacy. And Sandra and her team also had such a high level of respect and appreciation for their sport, for their opponents, and for everyone who made the sport happen. And, that was what Sandra and her teammates brought to the sport at that time. Continue donating. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, we've seen record levels of contribution to charities, people who are in a position to give back and help those that are less fortunate, people who are in a position to support their causes. And the foundation continues to change the lives of families across our country from coast to coast to coast. And the foundation does an extremely good job of telling the stories of the impacts of financial support from the foundation. I certainly encourage supporters to share the foundation's message on social media. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell your neighbors, get the word out there. Social media is one of the most effective means of communicating, as we've seen in so many instances. And then finally, consider the foundation in your plans related to legacy giving. That is very much on the minds of many of us during these challenging times. And I think that's another way to honor Sandra, her family, and the foundation.